how's it going? Welcome back, Windy here. Today we're gonna be making green lentil and spinach stew. It's one of my favorite meals I recently discovered. Great way to get some fiber and lots of plant-based protein. So the start is we're going to be using some green lentils. I know there's a variety of lentils. For this one, you want to use green lentils because it doesn't get too mushy. So we're going to get into that, how I cook this. But for your first step, you want to soak this at minimum for about 2 hours or overnight. So this has been soaking all morning, so it should cook pretty fast. Also, I have 2 blocks of frozen spinach. Wherever you are, if you can get frozen spinach, that's a good option. I might add some loose leaf spinach to this, but I'm gonna see how it goes for now. So for starters, we're gonna be using, as I said, some lentils, some spinach. We got some green onions. Again, I'm gonna have the full list of recipe in the description, but I'm gonna be green peppers. I'm gonna be blending 3 of these with some scallions, some Scotch bonnet peppers. This you can subtract if you don't like heat, or you can start with 1. I'm going to be adding 2. I like the flavor it adds. I'm going to be using 2 shallots as well, so that's for the blend mix. So I already have some water boiling for our lentils. I'm going to get that started, and then from the lentils we're going to jump in with some sweet onions. So I have a pan going, so we're gonna saute this, but let's get started over here. Just gonna adjust this so you can see. So I already have, as you can see here, this pan is on, so I already have 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Have some water here, so I'm just gonna put our lentils. Again, this has already been soaking, and again, you're gonna see the stuff that I cooked this. So this only needs to cook for about 13 to 15 minutes, and then we can check the consistency of it. And as long as it's not too mushy, we can take it out. And then here we're gonna saute some sweet onions. So if you can get regular onions, that's fine as well. But the idea with this dish is the flavor. We're going to be adding a lot of flavor, so we're going to have our green onions. We're going to have our sweet onions sauteing right here. So leave that for a bit. We're going to roast block over here. So here what we have is our peppers. So I'm not going to spend too much time chopping these because we're going to be blending this. And as you guys can see, we're going to be adding this to our pot. But just going to chop enough just to add in here. So let's chop this up. Again, like everything, you realize we're just using a lot of this sweet veggies, so sweet peppers, some shallots. And if you don't have access to shallots, you can just use regular onions, but shallots is key. Here, I'm gonna add our Scotch bonnet. Also, I want to be adding a vegetable cube, just again to season this up. We got some garlic cloves. Just gonna chop up. Here. And you can add water to blend this with, but what I'm going to do is to add some more flavor. I'm going to get some vegetable broth. I'm going to add some vegetable broth to this. Hit a pop on the back. That's my son just enjoying himself. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to blend this up, and then I'm going to check on our onions and add some more of the ingredients. Yeah, so we got our green onion puree done. So this is gonna be added in at a later time throughout the day. So our next step is we're gonna check on our sweet onions. We're gonna be adding to our sweet onions. We're gonna be adding some mushrooms. So here I have chopped up. It's about 2 cups of small black oyster mushrooms and 2 large portobello mushrooms. So I just cut them here. We're gonna add that to our onions for additional seasoning. So here I have another vegetable cube. I have some ginger. We have some smoked paprika. We also have some curry powder. We're gonna be adding some carrots to this. So we're just gonna move along here this way. Let's check our onions. It's not fully golden, but let's saute this. Right, we're gonna add our carrots. So here I have 1 large carrot. So depending on how you decide the carrot, so you can go, you can add about 2. I'm not even sure I might add some more because I love me some carrots, but for now I'm just gonna go with 1. We're gonna grab our mushrooms. Bring out our seasoning. And then this, we're just gonna let this cook down on medium heat. You wanna just mix everything in so like the flavor rubs in and all the ingredients, but we're gonna cook this for 5 minutes before we add anything else to this. But I forgot to mention, so this I love it as a meal prep option. So if you're looking for like something to spice it up, this is a good option. Typically, I'm having this with some brown rice, but I had this recently with brown rice. So my carbs, so this gonna be, I'm gonna be going with some Caribbean sweet potatoes. I have some yams I'm gonna be boiling. I'm sorry. Yeah, what I was saying before the video cut off. Normally this goes well with some brown rice. You can mix it up, but because I had this recently, so I got tired of it. So today I'm gonna be meal prepping this for the week with some yams. So I got some yellow yams. If you get a chance, some yellow or white yams. I'm gonna be boiling some cassava. I know some of you guys might call this yuca, and some Caribbean sweet potatoes. Now, if you guys want to go this route, I'll be careful. I found like the typical like red sweet potato gets mushy versus the African or the Caribbean sweet potato, where like when you boil this still gives you the similar texture to regular white potatoes. So yeah, so you guys trying this for the first time, use some brown rice. But if you want to mix it up, then you can add some yams and some Caribbean sweet potatoes or African sweet potatoes. All right, so we're gonna check on our lentils, but I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of not much liquid to this, so our mushrooms don't burn, and then we're gonna get to our next step. Lentils is cooked, at least to the extent that I want. So as you can see here, so you're just gonna grab it, well, so you can mush it. So that's how you know it's cooked well enough. Put this here. So now we're gonna go in with our spinach and our lentils. So as you can see, so remember earlier when I put everything here, it looked overcrowded. So our mushrooms have cooked down pretty well. Like this, like the aroma is so delicious. You can smell like the ginger, the smoked paprika. So I'm gonna add our frozen spinach. Again, yeah. So this is just like 2 blocks of frozen spinach, but might add a bit more to this. Let's see. Then we're gonna add our lentils, and then now we're gonna add our green pepper puree. Oh. So I'm gonna mix everything together. This I'm gonna allow to cook on medium for about 15 minutes. So add a bit more. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna go in with another cup of spinach, but I'm gonna let this cook for 15 minutes and then come back to it. So our time will just running off. So our stew been cooking for about 15 minutes. I'm just gonna check on it, add a few other things. So I'm gonna be adding 3 pimento seeds to add some flavor in it. You taste as you go. If you want to add more salt, I'm not adding any more salt because what's left is seaweed. So this is organic seaweed. I'm gonna be adding it to this just to finish it off, and that adds like that extra salt. So here we're gonna add about 3 pimento berries, and then I'm gonna put 2 strips of organic seaweed on this. So this is gonna add your salt. You know what, I'm just gonna go with 3. So no, again, it depends on your taste, but so no need to add more salt to this since you already have the seasoning. So there's still a bit more liquid in this, so I'm just gonna let this cook on like a low medium without being covered for another 10 minutes. And then you're gonna go back to it. I think I have like my yams boiling. Again, like you guys, if you're using rice, by this time you should have your rice done. But yeah, so we're just gonna go on this last stretch, and then when we come back, we can get ready to eat. Hey guys, yeah, so food is done. As you can see, like rich. I had to add some more carrots, so essentially 2 carrots. Got my yams, my cassava. I added some avocados to this. Again, guys, you have to give this a try, and if you're trying to get some more protein in and some fiber, this is a great option, and it's so versatile. Whereas like a couple weeks ago I did this with brown rice, now I'm going with yams. You can go with quinoa, so you can mix and match this. So like I know you guys already have like your routine going in terms of like your meal prep, but this is again a good option just to mix things up. But yeah, guys, give this a try, and yes, like and subscribe, and then until next video.